Hi, welcome to Great Goodness. I'm Angela Dribben, and this is.
Karen Stewart.
We're so glad that you're here with us today to hear about more goodness. If you like what you see, then please like, comment, subscribe, and make sure you don't miss out on the people we have coming up. We have Louisa Gloria, we have Corey Holmes, we have Bill Griffin, we have Tamara J. Madison, all coming up in upcoming episodes. And we are so excited. Poets, theaters, photographers, we have artists coming. And if you are someone putting goodness into the world, then we want you to let us know. Reach out to us. Our
Yeah,
contact information is here, and we want to hear from you. And if you know someone who you love what they're putting into the world and you want to hear more about it, tell us. We'll do everything we can to
yeah.
get them to share with us.
We'll get them. We'll
Yeah,
find them.
we will.
We will find you, people.
And so, oh, and don't forget, watch to the end because first Karen is going to pull an oracle card for us, and that's going to kind of set our tone. Then we're going to hear about some astrology goodness and art goodness. And then at the very end, we're going to get a really cool prompt. So you don't want to miss the cool creative prompt. Okay? All right.
Yay.
Karen, you want to?
Okay. We're going to do a card. We're going to pull a card. So today's deck is going to be, we're going to pull from the Enchanted Map that is by, it's the brainchild of Colette Baron Reed. It's published through Hay House. And the artist who did the work on the cards is Gina Della Grataglia. Oh, I hope I nailed that pronunciation today. I'm trying really hard here. Anyway, so I love her. I love her work. I love her cards, and I'm just going to mix these up a bit, and we're going to set the intention for being open to what comes. And today's card is, I'll let you guys see it at the same time I see it. Be better if it were turned the right way. Oh, Wizard of Awareness. Oh, can you see that all right, Angie?
I can. I can. I love the
Oh my
thinking
goodness.
pose.
Right. And we've got a number three on there. So you guys have your way with whatever this inspires or whatever path it takes you on. I am just looking at those three swirls behind him, the light on his staff, his ponderous expression. I think there's some deep thinking going on here. These are just my thoughts. He's probably speaking differently to everybody. Wizard of awareness. Oh man, that's deep. It looks like there's a little shining planet down there in the corner.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
there's a lot to think about here.
I I love this. I love this for today because I'm going to talk a little about Pluto transit and the Pluto transit. That's the whole thing it is doing is digging up from the subconscious and bringing it up to consciousness so we can release what is no longer in service to us and get to the our most beautiful essence. And so that card speaks to that to me.
It's kind of perfect. I'm
Yeah.
loving it. Ooh. All right, you all have your way with wherever this takes you, whatever road you go down.
Thank you, Karen.
Thank you. Ooh, we're off to a great start. Can I introduce you to everybody, Angela?
I would love that. Thank you.
Okay. You guys, I'm going to stick to script just for a moment, and then I'll just rave some more about Angie. Angela Dribben is an astrologer, editor, and writer living in the Appalachian region of Virginia. She creates to gain better understanding and to connect with others. Reading was her first best friend. She's been published in a myriad of journals and magazines as a teaching artist on the Virginia Commission for the Arts Teaching Artist roster. She teaches generative creative classes centered on healing. Reach out to her for an astrological reading to find out about classes or share your creative expressions with her. She can be found at www.2, that's the number two, TWO, twodogtarot.com and on Medium at Angela Dribben.
Thank you. Thank you,
And
Karen.
y'all, that is just like such a tiny piece of the magic that is Angela Dribben. Um, yeah, she is the bomb, y'all. Oh my goodness.
Okay, so now that expectations are really high,
Right.
let's
No
see.
pressure.
Let's
Please
see.
dazzle us now.
Let's see what we can do. Okay, so so I wanted to share a couple of different things, but I thought I would. It all sort of fits together though, because it all. So creating for me is a way to try and articulate how how I'm seeing and what I'm seeing and how I'm feeling and then articulating it to connect with others. And and that happens whether it's like poetry, whether it's visual art, whatever it, or whether it's astrology. And I will say astrology is like one of my favorite ways to put goodness into the world. But I thought because poetry is what brought you and I together, I felt like I should share a poem first. Oh yeah. Well, so
And I feel like I should share this because Angie's not really good about tooting her own horn, y'all. So this book, so moving,
Thank
so
you.
beautiful and so moving.
Thank you. And it
And
is, sorry, Karen, I didn't mean to.
I just wanted to add one more thing. Angela is so generous of heart that she has given away every copy of the book that she had. So I have one in the mail to her right now. So she will again have her own copy of her own book. This is so it will touch you deeply
Thank
every
you.
time.
Thank you. Um, and so one of the things I'll say about that book, though, that is really relevant is it was an upheaval
Mm.
of until I wrote that book, until I wrote those poems that make that collection, I was saddled with so much shame.
Mm.
And um and that is a heavy weight. And grief, because
Yeah,
when you have shame, you have grief. I mean, it's amazing to me how many things grief is a part of. Like it isn't only relegated to losing a person or a being that you who you care about. It,
right.
grief has many fingers. And when I'll have to go back and see where Pluto was in my chart when I wrote that. I would be really actually I know
Mm.
where Pluto was in the same place it's in now. That stuff has
Oh,
rocked my world, okay? It has, and it's so crazy to me that like my creative life came alive again when Pluto hit my sixth house because
oh,
what
thank you, Pluto. Thank you.
really now it's been a ride because your sixth house is like it's your work, so it's your work how it's that and it's physical health. And Pluto, what it does is it breaks you. It breaks you at what you're
Mm.
attached to. All right, because when we are attached to something, we cannot find our true essence, right?
It's we're holding our old stories,
Yeah,
holding on to
exactly.
them. Okay.
Yeah, and there's different levels, and I'm not. This is not gonna be a whole astrology lesson, but it is relevant, and so just stay with me for a minute. But and it's nearly destroyed me. I'd been a massage therapist for 24 years. I freaking love that work. I love that work. I love that work. I mean, I just this just to go into a room and have this higher power, your higher self, their higher self, and all of that energy and light flowing through you and up through you and through this person. It was the most sacred experience over and over and over and over and over and over
Mm.
again every single day. And to stand in that power was the most amazing gift. And it kept me sane through a lot of things, but I couldn't do it anymore. My back went out and I couldn't do a sing. If I did one massage, I couldn't walk.
Oh
Like
my
I
goodness.
was forced to walk away from it. and I actually did not keep up my license because I knew if there was ever a sliver of a chance I could go back, I would go right back to it. And I knew I was supposed to be doing something else, that it was time for me to
Yeah.
make a
Your
change.
body was giving you the
Hmm.
if you had any doubts,
Yeah, yeah,
here's something concrete.
yeah,
Back problem. Here you go.
yeah,
Boom.
yeah. Move it, lady. Get going.
Yeah.
And so
Change course.
yeah, and so that's when I started writing, and that's when I wrote that book. And all that shame that I carried with me from sexual abuse and different types of abuse and loss and infertility, and I poured it into it. And when I was finished, I was also finished with that. Like, and so okay, I'm gonna go way down a rabbit hole.
I just want to add, it sounds like, just for listeners that aren't familiar with it, it sounds like, wow, that's a real bummer of a book, maybe, but it's not. I
Mm-mm.
mean, it's about fun. It is so it's so moving and it's uplifting and it's just like there's so much truth.
Yeah.
It's really, it will stir you. It will stir you. And it's available through Main Street Rag, just saying, y'all. Main Street Rag. Go online.
Well,
It's you will not regret it. It's so okay. I'm raving now.
and it's called
It's
Every Girl because
it
that's
it is
such a common experience.
right.
You
Yeah.
know, it's so common. And one of the most beautiful compliments I actually received from that collection was from it okay. It was amazing to hear people say that it was validating and empowering because they had felt that
Yeah.
same thing. And I felt like, hey, I should have written this because sometimes even writing those poems, I thought, should I be writing about this? Should I be
Right.
telling people this? And I'm like, hell no, I'm not hiding anymore. Like this
Yeah.
happened. This happened to me. And this is even, it even has like the roles that I feel that I played in it, that I feel like I pulled to myself, like the ways I saw myself and things like that. But when more than one male wrote me a note and said, this taught me to be a better man.
Oh
Be-
my goodness.
Because we don't always know what we do to others.
Right.
You know, and sometimes too, this goes back to Pluto again. Okay, the lowest level of Pluto is the snake, and it's that's like think about it as evolution. And when you're at the snake level, that's the story of the scorpion and the frog. So the scorpion's on one side of the lake and says to the frog, "Hey, I need a ride over to the other side." And the frog's like, "I'm not giving you a ride." And the scorpion's like, "Why? Why won't you give me a ride?" And the frog's like, "'Cause you'll sting me." Scorpion said, "I'm not gonna sting you. I'm not gonna do it." Scorpion gets on the frog. They're halfway across the lake. Couldn't help himself. Stung the frog. Both
Scorpion's a scorpion.
sank to the bottom of the lake and died. Like, and when you're at that level, you do. We've all. I don't know. I guess some people are born at another level. I don't know that I was. I think I've had to go through every one of them. Um, but you do. That's when you're lashing out
Mhm.
at the wrong person or at the or lash do you
Right.
know that's it's a
Yeah.
reactive place. It's a place where you can't control or you
Yeah.
don't control
So you
those.
just go there in spite of yourself. You're just like,
Yes. Yes.
oops, that's what I do.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Yeah.
so anyway, I just so it's all relevant. Okay. But here, let me read you a poem. And so let me tell you about this poem because here's the thing that I have recently realized is that so my next collection, which I'm hoping finds a home soon, um, that it does have a lot of love poems that are to my husband. But what I've realized is that these love poems are to him. They are to the universe. They are
Mm,
to everyone in the universe, and they are to myself.
yes.
They are all about how we are part of one another, and we all are. And so when I read this, I do want to share. There is an image I want to share because I think there we go. Okay, can you see that, Karen?
Now I can. Oh,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. All right.
Wow.
So we'll see this while I read this. I chased you down this country, Lake chaos in pursuit of a familiar stranger. You a ghost, and I your body. My eyes exhausted of stalking the stars for you. My lips sit still without language to name the glistening filaments surging from within me to the stars and centaurs and asteroids, to the past, to the not yet, to the always and forever, to you. Our flesh is as storied with the souls of our souls as the heavens. They know the medicines we crave. We are inseparable from this earth, entangled with one another, overgrown with wild roses, thorned but never bloom, pounding pierce of the sweat bee quick to ease, puncture from the blackberry's ragged spine and its fruit sweet and swole. Tangled stars and moonlight lingering long after dawn. Golden dusk blown in minutes before a July storm. Halos crowning the horizon of old oaks and poplars that never live long enough to be old.
Oh, Angela.
So, yeah.
Oh, that was a beautiful journey.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank
my great
you.
goodness.
Um, okay.
Wow.
So I'll share you. So okay. So you saw that image, right? And you see you heard that poem and you heard the entangled, right? So
Right.
so that's how I see things. So I am neurodivergent. I have I really have a difficult time fitting in. I and I do see things a little
Dif
differently.
differently than most people.
I don't know. I don't know
Uh,
because then when I
yeah,
talk
you
to
don't know what you
people,
know.
yeah, and so I don't know. But like that this is one of my favorite ways to create and I hope you'll be able to see it. I might have to turn my background off. I bet I do have to turn my background
Oh,
off
maybe
for you to
so.
see it.
So the image
Um
that you shared during the poem, is that,
mhm.
did you create that image?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, tell us about that while you're playing with your computer.
Okay, let's see if this comes off. Because I didn't think about this, but when you have a background,
Oh, it
you can't
makes it a little
see.
crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe it'll come off. Nope, it's still on there.
No, it's the wonders of technology.
I
Live
know.
action wonders of technology here. It's always a surprise.
Let's try this. Oh, okay, there we go.
Oh, look. Oh, there's a magical chair that appeared behind you.
Yes, this chair was once green, and now look at. Okay, this is what I do. So this is two very different pieces of upholstery fabric, right? But they came together to make
Yes.
this beautiful whole. And this is like how I see things. And this is why I
I
think I
love that.
love astrology because I'll get these two seemingly disparate things, but they aren't they magnificent together?
Yeah. Yes, you made that happen.
Mean,
Mm.
and it was it's so yeah, I was laughing the other day because you were like, I don't like to ruin furniture, so I use this wax paper. I change every piece of furniture. I mean, like I'll be gluing on it and then I'll be like, that's fine, I'll paint it. And then I'm like just like I mean, don't leave a piece of furniture over here for storage or something because that thing will not
It's
look the
you're gonna
same.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
you're gonna alter it, right?
Yeah, I'll be putting chalkboard paint on it and writing notes on it and like, yeah,
I
I'm a mess.
love that.
But
Ah,
yeah, so that piece of artwork because I love collage. I love piecing things together.
collage is fun.
Or, assemblage and like whatever you want to
Yeah.
call it.
Yeah,
Um
just taking different things that didn't belong together and seeing what they do when they
what
come
they
together.
do, yeah.
Mm, yeah.
I mean, it's so okay, so here's this piece that maybe
Mm.
can you see
Oh,
it now
oh
or
yeah,
is
get it
it
a little closer. Nope, a little further away. Oh my goodness, that is gorgeous. Oh, it just went out of focus.
okay. I'm gonna see if that will
Oh,
go.
now it's back. Oh,
There it
oh, that's
goes.
Okay. Yeah.
There it
Oh,
goes.
it's got all Oh, it's glittery.
Yeah, yeah. The
Shimmery.
and because of okay, because what this is probably 300. So if you could feel it, you would feel the texture. It's probably about 300 pieces of paper
Oh
that
my
have that
goodness.
have been torn into tiny little bits and made into a fox. And yeah, and then there's like encyclopedia. Well, I tell you, I copied the encyclopedias because they're from 1930 and they're my grandmama's, and so I didn't want to use the
Oh,
pages.
that's brilliant.
And so they're beneath it, and then I just did a little found poem and used these little pieces, and it's so cathartic and you this one is all similar pieces.
Hold that
These
one up again, Angie.
And you can see it's got a, I don't know
You
if you
know
can
what?
see
And
or
when you
not.
hold it closer to you, we can see it fine when it gets closer to
Okay.
you. Oh gosh.
And it's got a little red bird in the middle because that's
Mm.
y'all probably all heard the blow you see a red bird, blow a kiss, make a wish, or else that the red bird is the soul of one of your loved ones coming to check on you. It's your loved ones telling you you're going the right way. And so my grandmama used to always say, blow a kiss, make a wish. And I do believe that
Oh,
whenever I see a red bird, I know it's my people telling me, like, you're on the right path, you're going the
oh,
right
I love that.
way.
I've never heard that before, but
Really?
yeah, that's beautiful.
See, that's one of those things that you're like, I think everybody probably has heard that, that's not new. But
Okay, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe not. But
and now I'm like,
now
it's
I'm
new.
so glad to hear it today. That's so cool. I love
And
that.
so this is another one that's kind of done in a similar way. And again, it's just tiny torn pieces of paper. Um, and I can draw some, but I'm not the best illustrator. But
Oh,
like,
look at that.
yeah, so this is a rabbit, and it's again, oh gosh, I don't even know. Oh, and this is an eagle. This eagle's so many pieces.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, and so I did these for an exhibit that I was asked to do on neurodivergence. And and I the it kind of that's how I see the world. And it's how I was trying to create things. Like when I look at something, I see all of it. Like I don't see a yard of grass. I see every single blade. And
Oh, wow. Okay.
and I don't know, like there's probably lots of other people who see that, and but that's what I'm trying, and that's what I'm trying to articulate in my poetry and my visual art, but also in astrology, it's all the pieces, right? Because like you can get an app and you can put on there and be like, okay, what's my horoscope or what's my sun sign or but
Right.
you are not just your sun sign. And your sun sign, that's your natal sun sign. Your sun is moving into other signs. It's bringing other energies into you all of the time. And then it's like, what is your sun sitting beside? What's the transiting sun sitting beside? What's your solar return doing? And like you you
Wow.
you want I don't feel like a program can do that for you because the other thing that's happening is like your chart has an energy, okay? And
Yes.
you want someone who's sensitive and who to that energy. And
And I'm so glad you're explaining it that way. So, you know, I'm just going to insert myself here real quickly.
please
Angie,
do.
Angie has done she did oh my goodness, you've done so much with your astrology. She did a reading, a kind of a specific reading for me, and it blew me away because, and I'm probably like a lot of people, like my mom in the 70s had Linda Goodman's sun signs. And
Goodman.
and yeah, right. So, I grew up with her being like, oh, you're being a Scorpio because blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, okay, well, that's what it means. Like somebody made a book and now I'm labeled this way. And that's what everybody thinks I am. So I was always kind of a little bit like, I I am not going to adhere to that little diagram you have for me. But then when Angie started explaining it's not the horoscope that you see in the New York Times that is telling you what your day is going to be like. It's more a whole bunch of stuff, and then having somebody like Angie that you puts her intuition into it too. It's
Yeah.
not like when you do astrology, you're not like typing some numbers and birth dates in and getting a spit out and says, "Oh, okay, Karen, here is this information you need to know." It's not that.
No.
It's like a million things coming all together.
Yeah. And I can't, that is so crazy. You didn't tell me about you that your mom had the Linda Goodman book. I've got all of her
Oh,
books.
she was all over it. Yeah, she was all
Yeah. And she did a fantastic job. But yeah, it's not, that's
over
such
the
a, yes,
little
it's like
piece.
one piece of paper
Yeah,
and you're 3 million pieces of paper, you
yeah.
know?
Oh, that's a good analogy.
And
Yeah.
so, yeah, and it's just, and the thing about astrology is like when you start to get a language for it and understand it a little bit, and understand your own, and it's like you're co-creating. It's like you're co-creating your life, because while okay, I'm just going to use Pluto again. Uh, it's just so Pluto. It breaks you down somewhere, okay? Like not every and different it's always there. So different houses, different transits are going to be different. My this one in my sixth house, oof, man. Oh, because I was so attached to massage as my identity,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it had to be torn away from me so that and I feel like so and when it comes in you start feeling it. It peaks, it kicks your butt, and then it starts to wane off. And last year I had my Chiron return, which is another thing, and it's this real healing because your Chiron was the wounded healer, and you start to understand more about the gifts that you've been given through your wounding and how you're going to use those for
Mm.
others. And so that happened, and I think that really helped me as I come towards the end of my Pluto transit. But my health, which has always been exceptional. Okay, let me tell you another thing. It broke. So
Please.
I was an athlete. All right. I mean, straight up athlete. Like I was a youth sports performance coach along with doing the massage. And I mean, when I met my husband, like I was like running distance. And I mean like 50 Ks, like not 100 milers, but 50 K, 32 miles is a pretty long
Wow.
ways to run, 7,000 vertical feet. Like I could run it.
Oh my
No
goodness.
like I worked out so hard. I could run that without training for it and have no need for recovery. Like that was the level of fitness I
Wow.
was at. That was another part of my identity that I was very attached to. Okay. And I was attached to where I came from. I mean,
Hmm.
deeply, deeply attached to the land, to everything about it. All of that broke. Like everything broke.
Oh wow.
Everything broke. And I'd always had this dream of farming. We started a hog farm, and it nearly killed me because it broke my heart so many times.
Oh
Because
really?
I'm not meant to harvest animals. Like I can't,
Oh
I'm
yeah.
not meant for it. I name them. The hogs laid in my lap. I rubbed their bellies. But over and over, I mean, that's what you're doing. You're taking them, you're taking them to harvest. And um, my father always says, "Why do you call it harvest? You're taking them to kill them. You're taking them to the butcher." And I'm like, I can't.
I
I
need a word.
I need a different word, Daddy. I need a
Yeah.
different word. And I had to finish what I'd started, the ones I'd started, and get to the end of that. And I mean, I just came undone during this transit, but I'm on my way out. And I know more now who I am. And this is when I found astrology, and this is when
Oh
I started
wow.
studying it. And this is what that's where I was going with this,
Okay.
finding my way out of it because
Ah,
there is a
right.
way out. Okay, so here's what I want to share. Um, so the Pluto transit, so Hercules and Hydra. Um, Hercules had 12 tasks to accomplish to reach individuation. Well, one of them, he was sent to slay Hydra, who was this nine, 10-headed monster in a cave. So Hercules shows up at the cave. I'm doing this story no justice right now. Hercules shows up at
I
the
mean, I'm
cave.
all in.
He
We're in mythology now, right?
yes, he shoots an arrow in, and Hydra's like, whatever, dude, I'm sleeping. I don't care about you. You're not bothering me. And so Hercules is like, dang it. And so he lights it on fire, shoots it into the cave. And Hydra's like comes out like, ready to kill. Okay. Well, that is the stuff we dig up in the Pluto transits.
Oh,
That's that subconscious stuff coming out. And we either consciously or subconsciously bring situations that will bring that up. Okay. Because we've got to deal with it. We got to deal with it. So
right.
Hydra comes out and Hercules is swinging, cutting off heads, and every time he cuts off a head, three more pop up, and he's like, "What the hell?" And then he remembers his teacher said, and I'll read it so I don't mess it up. Um, okay, unless I can't read it. Okay. We rise by kneeling. We
Mm.
conquer by surrendering. We gain by giving up. And so he kneeled down into the swamp. He lifted Hydra up to the light. And that's the thing, right? We lift we lift our baggage, our stuff up to the light. And when it sees the light, it wilts. This is
Oh,
how,
wow. Oh,
okay. And so then he lops off the heads. And when he gets to that 10th head, he realizes that's a jewel. And he takes it and he leaves it there beneath a rock. Because that's like writing every girl. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I had to bring it up. I had to bring it to the light.
right.
I had to say it. I had to look at it. I
Then
had to turn it
you
over.
can release that negative energy. It's like you can give it away.
Yeah. And it's like when I first met my husband, he said, I don't get angry. I was like, well, good for you, because I sure do. I'll tell you that right now. And let me tell you what, he gets angry. He
Hmm.
hid his anger.
Right.
But anger is a valid emotion. It's a
Mhm.
necessary emotion for it in Chinese medicine. It's a way that we move forward, and it covers
Right.
up fear. It covers up sadness. Do you know what I mean? And so
Yeah.
like we need to lift that anger up to the light. Like we need
Hmm.
to do that. Um I'm running out of time. I'm talking way too much. And I and
It's all great goodness.
Okay, and this is something I wanted to share with everybody because I think this is so cool. So Alicia Joe Rabins is this amazing, amazing artist. Oh, I would just love to get her on here. So I'm gonna have to reach out
Oh,
and see if we can do it. And she was one of my mentors at Breadloaf. She was one of the fellows. That's what they were called. She and Jeffrey Davis. And she was one of my fellows, and she is so incredibly talented, and she's got this Girls in Trouble ep YouTube series that she's got out. Well, she's got several, but this one was the one I watched, and I'm gonna put the link down below. The link will be down below.
oh, good. Okay.
Um, but she wrote this in her letter when she shared this most recent episode in her email to everyone. Not to me personally. She said, personally, I don't believe art has to have an outcome or purpose to be meaningful and important. I think the act of creativity in itself has a profound spiritual value. At the same time, right now, it feels especially meaningful to be making this series, the Girls in Trouble series, which I truly hope can support us as we move through this moment in time with ancient stories as ballast. But I thought that
Oh,
was so right. I think you and I agree on this,
yeah,
Karen.
yeah.
Just create.
Right. Just do it. Just
Yeah.
create. It's like an energetic exchange.
Um, I only have one more minute and I did want to show you all this because I think everybody should make these. So this is just I do altered books all the time and this one is one I make made for my husband. It's still in progress. But you just you cut out some pages, put some pages together so it'll all fit. I have like all kinds of different things from different little notes we've left each other and
Oh, I love that.
some are more pictures, and then sometimes I'll even leave like words that are in the book, and it's just really fun. Our vowels are in here, and
Oh, Angie, that is beautiful.
it's so fun.
So, did you take an old book,
Hmm.
an old existing book, and then you're altering the pages and making it? Oh,
Yeah, and if
I
you
love that.
get an X-Acto knife and like, you just cut out at the seam like 5 or 6 pages and then put just those two pages together, it'll make it a little more manageable. So because
Oh, wow.
otherwise it would be,
It's going to be
you
really,
know what I
it's not
mean.
going to close. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just so cool to see what's there like this in this book. So the words I left. So, okay. So up here it says I put this in here, small and insignificant until
Mm.
I believe. Small and insignificant until I believe. I think yes. I say yes with my heart. I say yes with my mouth. I do not see with my eyes. And that was in
Ah,
the book. And so, it's
I love
just
that.
I,
There
I
is a lot you could do with with this book.
so much. And
So I'm just, it's a great, oh my
it's
goodness.
a
I'm just
great
so jazzed
gift.
up.
It's a great
Yeah.
gift.
Well, to yourself and to anybody else.
Yeah, imagine.
And the universe, just the energy of putting it together is a gift,
And
right?
yeah, and there's so many things in here that honestly would have just gone in the trash. Like,
Yeah.
and now they've been brought to light again. And I love that. I have used up all my time, Karen. I've used up every single minute of
Well, time is fluid,
it.
but people do have to go, right?
Right. And so
We don't get to do this all day. Darn it.
I feel like I should um do a prompt.
Oh, oh,
Okay.
wow.
So this is Peculiar Pathways by Lennox Reese, who is another amazing artist. Oh, when does she want to be on Great Goodness? I sure would like for her to be. And here's your prompt. We're going to go back. So
I'm
this card
making
is
notes.
strength. And I believe that story with Hercules and Hydra, the first time I heard it, I thought of this card because strength in this card is not it's not manhandling something. I'm not sure I like that word, but it's not getting
Oh,
something
yeah.
to submit, you know?
It's not bullying.
Yeah, that's not what it is. It's so I wanted to say, spend some time with this card. Spend some time thinking about strength, your strength, and think about a time that you rose by kneeling, that you
Mhm.
conquered by surrendering, and that you gained by giving up. Okay. And that's your creative prompt for today. And you can respond to that by writing, by tearing lots of tiny pieces of paper and gluing them on and seeing what shape they take, seeing what colors dominate. You know, you can draw it, you can cut pieces of paper and do a collage with it.
You could make
Like,
a song. You could play an
yes,
instrument with that in your heart, right?
yes, yes, you could dance. You could
Yeah.
dance with that in your heart.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, thank you. Okay. Well, was that great goodness? Did we do goodness?
Thank you. That was super great. Great, great, great goodness. Oh my great goodness.
I talked the whole time. Oops.
No,
Okay.
no, I think it was perfect. We're
Okay.
not being recorded anymore. Are we done?
No, we're being recorded.
Oh, we are.
So we should say goodbye. Okay,
It's
let's
all
do it.
good.
Let's do our goodbye.
It's good.
Um,
Okay.
okay,
It
so
was so much fun, y'all.
it was. We love y'all. We love you. I know we love you.
Oh, we
And
love you. Yeah.
please like, comment,
Oh,
subscribe. Any links we talked about are down below. Links to contact us are down below. If you're
yep.
putting goodness in the world, let us know. We want to know you. We want to hear about your goodness.
Yes.
We want to record it. We want to share it with everyone. Like reach out to us. And if you like what you're seeing, let us know. If there's something else you want to see, let us know. Like we want to hear from you. So, okay. All right, that's all.
It's for
Bye.
real. Bye.